Hello everyone, welcome back to Podcast on Wheels, episode number 79. As we said on today's episode, please sit back and enjoy the show. So it is December 20th, and you know what time that is. It is time for Festive episode number 1. We do this every single year on the 20th or the 19th, depending on how we're feeling or whatever day we want to start it on. And we did this last year. It's basically a series where we upload every day, 5 days before Christmas, essentially. And we do the episode on the 20th, and we continue there until Christmas Eve. And every single time, I don't know if we'll upload them at the same time, but we do get a podcast out every day, which, if you see the pattern of our uploading schedule, that's very rare.
Yes.
So getting out a podcast every day is kind of like a sort of little treat of us. If you want to listen, you don't have to. That is totally optional, but that is our Festive episodes. I cannot wait I am so excited that we're starting. It's a very fun thing to do, even though it can be tiring. And getting weaker does not help.
No.
But we do have a few topics for today, and we will go into those. So the first topic is Amazing Adventure coming soon in May.
Yes. So, we never told you this, but one of our friends has a girlfriend. They've been talking for about almost 2 months. And she brought up an idea saying, my mom and aunt are willing to bring you guys along and the girlfriend along to a trip for her graduation. And she said that her aunt and mom are willing to drive about 6.5 hours to our place because we live quite a long distance away, and they're willing to drive up there and pick us up in May. We have to figure out hotel arrangements and prices, and thankfully we got enough seats for graduation, and that was just an idea that's coming up in May. Our parents said yes so easily. Yeah. I was so dead-ass shocked. Like, you're adults, you're fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I'm so shocked. Like, that's crazy. So that's happening in May. We're still figuring out full plans.
What date it is?
We officially picked a hotel with a pool inside of it if we want to hang out there.
But don't say the place.
But we picked a hotel, and we have just been figuring out prices. And they said yes, everyone's on board with it. And we're hopefully going, May 20th or something. So it's going to be about almost a whole week trip. So it's going to be something big.
The longest trip we've ever taken in our lives.
I don't know if a weekly vlog will come out or if it will be a couple days delayed or a very large vlog about our whole trip. But
we have no clue.
We have no clue, and we'll just keep you updated on video times and everything, but we are figuring out plans, and so far everything's going good. We got a hotel picked, we're getting prices ready and together, we're saving up money for this trip, and we're going to get outfits prepared, but like I said, this isn't till May, so we have about 4 months till the trip, so I'm very excited. And I just have a very good feeling that everything will go well. It's going to work out planned, and I think we're staying there about 5 to 6 days, so almost an entire week. I'm so damn excited. I was literally like, my wife was jumping up and down in the news because that's very exciting.
Yeah.
We have never taken a big trip. The last time we ever took a big trip like that, we drove 5 hours up to the mountains and stayed about a week there with our family about.
But it just wasn't
9 years ago. 8. I don't know.
God, I was still paralyzed. Oh my God.
I think that trip was like 8 years ago or 9 years ago. So. And that was our longest car drive ever, with like 6 people inside of it. Now, there's going to be about 5 people in the car ride, or a little bit more.
But it's people we sort of know.
Yes, they're very nice. They adore us. It's not. We've been getting to know them for months.
Yeah, it's not like that our family,
is walking into this blind side. No. They just agreed so fast. I was like, what?
It's not like the trip with our family in the mountains wasn't fun.
No, but I was so little.
There was just so many factors in it that we didn't truly understand the gravity, of...
And a 5-hour car trip, that's the longest drive I've ever taken, okay?
And unfortunately, we still can't drive.
No.
But we just didn't understand maybe how big of a thing it was, and now we do because we've gotten a lot older since then. So going on our longest car ride ever in life.
Over an hour and a half bigger.
Yeah, is insane, and I absolutely cannot wait. It's such a big thing and a big deal because I think that trip, I don't know, is a great way to celebrate my 2-year anniversary of ALS.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect timing, honestly. And
I'm just excited to go. I don't care what day.
Yeah, initially it came up so randomly that we didn't really
know. I was so shocked.
Shocking, and we can't wait.
Yes, and we just explained it to the parents, and they're like, oh, and I fully thought, well, we got to meet these people first, and we got to, do the prices. Oh, no, y'all can go. Have fun.
Really?
Wait, what? Really? And I was like, wait, really? And they're like, yeah, you're adults. Go ahead. Like, it's okay. Like, we just want to meet them. The day they arrived. Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally only had this concern. Oh, is Doc going?
That's their only concern.
That was their only concern about the entire trip. I'm like, you're not concerned that my friend's girlfriend and my friend is picking me up 6.5 hours away, all the way in Georgia, and she's driving up there, picking me up in the afternoon, and driving 6.5 hours back, keeping me in a hotel and around the town and having fun and whatnot for 6 days or 5 days, and going to her graduation, and then driving 6.5 hours back. You have a problem? Oh no, have fun.
Yep, have fun.
They literally, dead ass. They're like, oh yeah, it's all the way in May. We got time. We can, if y'all need help with process, just, let us know. What? So I was very shocked, and I'm very excited for that opportunity in May. You will see that months from now, and I hope I hope that it won't disturb too many timings of the weekly vlogs and stuff like that. What we'll possibly do
is pre-record content, like an educational video or something like that, and then upload that on the weeks that we're gonna be gone.
I'll just go with normal.
Yeah.
See what life brings me.
Just to keep everything, kind of in a calm. But just know that while those little fun education videos are out, we're on the trail. And even my ALS vlog might be pre-scheduled.
I'm so damn excited for that pool. I love swimming.
I love swimming, but I can't swim.
Okay, my
thumb ruffles with the water.
I love floating in the water.
That's all my movement.
Exactly. So I love water.
I can't fucking feel the water.
Well, it's so weird because I love water, but I don't want to go underwater. I don't want to choke on water.
I love going underwater.
I barely want to drink water. I'm like,
isn't it funny that someone
I love floating on water?
Isn't it funny that someone in January, like me in January, will have 6% breathing, but I love going underwater as many times as possible and possibly drowning.
Holding your breath, child, sometime. I can't hold my breath. My lungs are running. And I don't know if I'm going on this trip because of the plans.
Yeah. And we talked about this last episode. But if his ALS stops or goes to a really, really, really big halt,
I would still be very weak and no speech, but I want to enjoy the trip as much as possible. And if it does stop, I'm crying, and I'm going to be a miracle, and I'm just going to say, you know what, I may not have my speech, but I can live with my kids forever, and I can
live with my friends.
I can live with my friends and my husband and my wife, and if it does stop, it's going to be a Christmas miracle. I'm going to be very weak, though. My lungs are going to be maybe 1% or 0%. There'll be 0% if it stops. But how does it keep working? My ventilator inside of me, that's literally working for me, connected to my pharynx nerve, and it...
Or your whole diaphragm muscle because you have none now?
Yeah, none, and it breathes for me, and my trach is my airway, so I get either assisted support like medicine or if I'm really struggling. If not, I just breathe through that trach airway, and I can never get it removed. But if it does stop, I'll be able to enjoy the trip with my husband and my wife, and I'll just be having my talker. My husband won't lose his voice, but his voice is not going to probably be too much different. He'll just probably notice less stamina, more weakness, and just not as much energy as he used to have all the way in May. So that's months away, so we're going to see what happens. But we're very excited for this trip.
Yeah, extremely excited. I won't have my speech either. I'm losing that in January, so our speech will be gone for many months when we have that trip, unfortunately. But I'm very happy of the fact that I'll have assistive technology to essentially help me still continue to create vlogs.
Yes.
And still my editing stuff. I can still move my thumb, I think, at the
I can
time.
use my eyes.
Yeah.
So.
When I lose my speech, I can still use my thumb for a few more months. I don't think it'll be there by May. I could be wrong.
I could be wrong. You could be wrong.
I think it'll still be there by May. So my arms are very good at just staying there, thankfully. So I can still use editing things and still can publish those weekly vlogs with my wife's help, of course. She's editing more and more of my vlogs.
She's a wonderful editor. Yes.
She does a wonderful job with how shitty our mobile device is. No offense. Like, we just use CapCut Mobile. You can't do a lot stuff on it. But my wife...
I had a weird hiccup.
Yeah, my wife does a wonderful job on the videos. Yes, there's some choppy edits. I do the cuts.
I have hiccups.
No. I do cuts and videos, like edits and things. So if they sound choppy, that's on me. She does the text, she does the sound effects, she does the graphs, she does the overlays, she does all of this stuff goes into one simple basic editing.
Yes.
So that we're very. I was laughing midway, and my dad sounded so funny. Anywho,
I thought you were joking.
Speaking of that, so annoying.
Oh no,
we're not talking about.
We had a large argument. All right.
We're not talking about that.
Feelings were running high.
Yeah. So
we're completely fine. We've been hanging out for literally 2 days straight after, hugging each other. Like, I love you so much.
We're fine.
We said sorry like 50 times. So.
He did.
Yes. I was like, I'm sorry, I got mad. I didn't mean to. You squeezed my water everywhere. And water in everywhere. I think I almost got on my chair. It's not a fun time, but we're very excited for this trip. And December is always a busy month, but I have a good feeling. I've been having a good, warm feeling that all the Christmas events will go well. You'll see all them. Potluck, Christmas. Like, you're going to see a shit ton of events in a second. And just next week, you'll see all of them.
The minute my weekly vlog has to go out, we're going to grab.
Oh. Don't grandma.
So I have to get edited.
They're acting weird, but
yeah.
But
anywho, we
just like rambled 3 different topics. Bye. We love the trip.
Bye. We're ending our episode.
Bye.
One topic. No. And now
it's been 12 minutes.
Yeah. To get more serious, the second topic is overcoming addiction. And what we mean by that is me, my wife, Donnie, and William have been overcoming addiction or really bad habits for a few weeks to even over 2 months now. And I'll explain essentially mine first. So one of my bad habits was essentially not drinking enough water. Because I'm a quadriplegic and because I have a neurogenic bladder and bowels, and a colostomy, I need a lot of water to help me stay hydrated and to avoid UTIs and to avoid a lot of problems, essentially. Water is very beneficial even if you're not a quadriplegic or a paraplegic or not even paralyzed.
Able-bodied individuals.
Water is great for you. So essentially, I was lacking a lot of water.
Oh, no, how alive. Dead ass.
I don't know. And when I stopped drinking water, like, if you don't know, in August, me and my wife had done what we considered a water drinking challenge. A challenge would try to be healthy.
Exactly. Girl, you should be doing that.
That's normal. But
how's this challenge?
Sip through a damn straw.
Sip through a straw. February. You can't sip through a straw. You're gonna pull the sock. What? If you're confused about what I'm talking about, I might need surgery.
We're gonna.
As soon as I realized, I was, you must have done this infected and we had to pull it out the socket. What? I don't actually know. I'm praying that doesn't come to option. Please keep my wisdom tooth in. It's not causing me pain yet. So I'm shocked.
So for me,
after 2 months.
Okay. So for me, hold up. So in August, me and my wife tried to do the water drinking challenge, where we drink more than 30 ounces of water a day, or 15 ounces minimum. Honey, we would get 15 ounces in a month. I'm not kidding.
6 months.
I don't know how.
How am I alive?
I don't know how the fuck I'm alive. I don't know how that's happening right now.
How I never got a kidney stone?
I don't know.
How the hell?
That makes me annoyed. But
so I'll just switch to a better alternative then.
yeah, so essentially,
On top of water.
for me, in August, me and my wife done the water drinking challenge, or attempted to. Unfortunately, we did not complete it. By October, things were getting very busy in our lives because October and December.
God.
No, sorry.
October was something else.
September, October, and December are the months that are very busy. It feels like from September onward, it gets really busy in our lives.
It does.
Where we're having events, where we're having problems, where we're having anniversaries,
illnesses.
So essentially,
got struck twice.
in September, it hit my 4-year anniversary with my recent spinal cord injury. I can't even really call it damn recent anymore. It's 4 decades ago.
4 decades ago.
I'm
40 years old. With that 40-year-old spinal cord injury. Damn, how are you doing that birth?
No, 4 years, not decades. Damn. Look how easy 4 decades have been.
Like, damn.
No. Then 4 years would look like shit. Like, oh, that was the wrong one. Catheter journey. That was just one catheter I was using.
Damn.
So essentially,
why were you using that catheter for 4 years?
No, just one brand on it.
I know.
So essentially, in October and September, me and my wife unfortunately failed because it was a really busy time, and that unfortunately water is not my main priority.
Nope.
So I kind of forget. I forgot it out of my brain. I'm like, I wonder why I'm getting so bad headaches. That must be normal. And then in October, I faced the challenges of not drinking enough water. I got a UTI. And UTIs are fairly common for me because back then in my spinal cord injuries, I was not drinking enough water. In the course of my other spinal cord injuries, I got about... In 2023, I want to say I had about 37 UTIs counted in the year 2023. Not in 1 year. I would have possibly goddamn died. But... Recover from the next one. Here's another one.
Damn, bitch.
That is terrible.
Whoever has, I'm so sorry.
But essentially, I've been a chronic UTI sufferer for a long time. I've been paralyzed in June of 2026. It'll be my 9th year paralyzed. So, in my first year paralyzed, I got about in my first 4 years paralyzed, I had about 8 UTIs, I think. So I got 2 UTIs per year, which is, for me, not really bad. That is pretty fairly common, unfortunately. But it is very nice to have that issue. And then, in 2021, because I had so many catheters and because I was immobile and I couldn't really drink water effectively and some of the doctors neglected me, I ended up getting about 18 UTIs in 1 year. Damn. In about 15, 16 months, I had 18 UTIs. Most of them were septic, unfortunately, because they gotten so bad. And because in those, it took me 3 months before I started experiencing autonomic dysreflexia. So a lot of those came from me not getting a signal, and a lot of them became septic. So, and in 2023, after I went kind of home, after I was in rehab, and was going home in between visits, I would... unfortunately still got around 8 UTIs in 1 year instead of 4 years back then. And that was very, very unfortunate. Very rough, very bad, not good. And then in 2024, I kind of set everything in stone. So in January of 2024, I started what is known as bladder washout or bladder irrigation. It is kind of like a procedure where you put some saline solution maybe up a catheter or in your bladder, and then you use a catheter and it flushes everything out, which is nice because it can even flush out bacteria that can cause a UTI from frequent catheterization use. So I started that in 2024. I get it about bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, and I get it twice a month. And then I had Botox in 2023 or 2022. I stopped because I had high autonomic dysreflexia during the procedure, and they could no longer continue with it, unfortunately. But in 2024, I started training my bladder, if you will. In 2024, when I started training my bladder, I started training it to hold 500 cc, sorry. So essentially, my bladder was very bad. It could only hold about 100 cc maximum, I think. It was very bad. It was not good. That's why I needed frequent catheterizations. In September of 2024, I started getting a new catheter schedule, which was 8 catheters a day. And thankfully, I go every 5 or 4 hours where I let my bladder fill up naturally. And my bladder has been trained for this for almost over a year now.
Yes.
Which is shocking. It's been trained that way just to hold on to urine. So, what I was essentially saying was, I've been a chronic UTI sufferer. I've had about 39 UTIs in almost 9 years. And unfortunately, that one was a pretty bad UTI that I had in a long time. I hadn't had a very bad UTI in like almost 2 years at that point, I think. So, which is rare for me. And that UTI was rough. I had nausea, I had nerve pain, I was just miserable. And it was, I think on my 3rd day of my UTI, October 23rd, or my 4th, that I was like, you know what? I need to start drinking water a lot more. I need to get out of this stupid bad habit where I don't drink any water. So, October 23rd, I wanted to make it 30 ounces to 15 ounces a day, like minimum, of what I drink water. Which is a blessing, because I do not drink that much water. I do not. So, ever since October 23rd, I've been consistent every single day since then. And December 23rd, 3 days ahead from now, I will be 2 months or, 61 days into my journey of drinking 30 ounces to 15 ounces of water a day minimum.
Wow.
That is the longest time I've ever followed something. Jesus. Amazing. I'm doing awesome. And I'm not quite to my 2 month yet, but I've made it over a month by many days. So I'm doing phenomenal so far. I made 30 ounces a day to 15 ounces a day my minimum, and some days I've even got up to 60 ounces. It's been a while since I've done that, but I've made it 30 ounces a day pretty much regularly. I think out of all that, I've only made 2 days of 15 ounces in that entire time, I think. So wow. 30 ounces is pretty much my minimum every single day. I have a water bottle that calculates, great, 30 ounces, lovely. And I know that probably isn't enough water even naturally still, but it is a really, really big step. And I find that without me having water, I can get a headache or start feeling weird. So that was my one bad habit. A second bad habit I had was my teeth brushing. So even though I have a little bit better teeth than Donnie.
Yes, a lot healthier than mine. Mine have been constantly afflicting issues this year, especially my worst teeth health all year. So essentially my teeth brushing habits were not good. Admittedly, I would go over 2 weeks without brushing them, and they would have a lot of plaque build up. I'm shocked I never had tartar. Shocked. What?
I never had tartar on my teeth.
I had tartar.
And the dentist, when I would go for my cleanings, you have no tartar.
What?
But the one time I had been brushing almost every single day since February, and only my maximum missing 3 days, I had tartar.
Huh?
How? It's so annoying. I was using mouthwash in my paste. We cannot find that in my paste anywhere.
No, it's not in my bathroom anymore.
I don't know where it went. Unfortunately,
I prescribed it in February.
Yeah.
But
So we're gonna ask for a new tube when we go
get there.
Again.
In February.
Yep. But essentially, I was using mouthwash in my paste and using a manual toothbrush. We soon got prescribed a electric toothbrush in August.
It was really mainly prescribed to me, though.
Yes, but they decided to get me on because I had sinus cavities back in February. And I still do. They're not remineralized. They can't be. They're unfortunately
better or
they're past that stage where they can be remineralized, because unfortunately I was still slightly doing bad. Even though February was not my best, I would go a few days still.
Yeah.
I would brush pretty good for 2 days and then stop for 3. And that wasn't good. I mean, yes, I was making more strides, and I was proud of myself then, but I don't know even when I started brushing my teeth every single night without fail. I want to say in October or November. So I've been doing really good on that.
Yes.
Used a mouthwash. Was trying to use it in my paste. Don't know where that thing went.
I keep sometimes forgetting to use mouthwash before I brush my teeth, so I'm doing better at trying to use that more frequently, but sometimes I forget.
And sometimes, Donnie, did you never really use mouthwash before? Like,
what do you mean?
Would you use mouthwash after you brush your teeth, or just brush your teeth and call it a night?
Like right now?
No, back like a little weeks before when you asked me, oh, like, how do you...
Well, I just wouldn't use it because I'm like, well, the
fluoride on my teeth has to stay there.
The fluoride on my teeth has to stay there, and the mouthwash is a weaker fluoride than whatever toothpaste I'm using, you know? And that was fluoride, anti-cavity kind of toothpaste. I was like, let me use that on my teeth instead of mouthwash, and I'm trying to be better at using mouthwash, but... You know, sometimes when it's 11 o'clock at night, you're dead tired. You're going to forget sometimes. So it's probably a common mistake.
But for me, I've been using mouthwash before I brush my teeth. Because I read, like, on Google, where if you done that, it would help loosen the plaque on your teeth. And it would just, you know, prepare your mouth, I guess, for brushing. So, essentially, I've been using that method where Matthew will give me... not a cup, Jesus Christ, a 10 ml thing of mouthwash, so he can tip my head back, he can put it in my mouth, and I can that sounded so wrong?
Yeah.
The mouthwash in my mouth, and I could switch around, and I set a timer for 1 minute. He puts my head back, and I gargle the mouthwash, and then I spit it out, and then we get
brush your teeth.
And I grab my electric toothbrush and brush for 15 seconds each side.
For 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And then I brush my tongue. So that has been my routine for a while. I don't even remember a date when I started brushing my teeth every night. I've just been doing that long that I can't even really know. And ever since drinking water, which we'll talk about, where we cut out a drink or two. So my wife, another thing of overcoming addiction, my wife has been struggling with sobriety for the past half a decade. And it was almost for 6 years that she was battling with that addiction of having 3 beers every single night or every single day. Sometimes it got to 6. So it was getting really out of hand, essentially, very bad. And so on November 17th, my wife stopped drinking alcohol completely. So it's been over 31 days that she has stopped drinking alcohol. Over a month. Look at my baby. So essentially, she's been cutting out. Like, at first, it was very gradual, where she's like, oh yeah, let me just cut it down. Instead of having 3 beers a day, I'll have 1. And she was doing that for a bit. I think she started around the time when I started drinking water. But it would get out of hand a little time. She'd be like, oh yeah, let me just drink the second one instead of 1. So she was slipping up a bit. But it was the day after we filmed that sobriety journey update, I think November 16th, we were like, yeah, like, she's cutting down to 1 beer a day. And then she just decided to stop, because she knew that it was causing her teeth issues. Like, we had never had signs of cavities, and now we do. So it was getting out of hand. And soda was my problem. I drank 3 to 4 sodas every single day, which I clearly know is not beneficial for my health at all.
Nope.
So ever since November 17th, unfortunately, I have slipped a few times. I have had 1 can of soda and a few sips of soda in about 31 days, something.
Not bad.
Over a month. But that, if you just want to hear, that is so much better. Because back then,
trillion times better.
I would have about 90 sodas a month minimum. To only have 1
it's amazing.
I'm cutting out 89 sodas minimum.
Let's go. So
that is wonderful. And I had a rough moment where I felt guilty for drinking a few sips when I probably shouldn't have. But I'm so grateful that I went a week in between each and every soda. And I think I've made it my longest streak. Because my last soda was when we had that Grinch meal, but I don't know when it was. So
like December 6th or something?
Something around that time. So I've gone my longest streak ever without a sip of soda, which is very nice. Don't know how many days I'm in yet, but I do know automatically that I've made it my longest streak. I'm very grateful, and my most minimum streak was about 7 days or 8, which is nice. And my longest streak prior to this one was 10 days, so I'm very grateful that I've made it my longest streak. It's felt nice to go without soda.
Yes,
and my wife has been doing wonderful without beer, and she has been doing really well, and she's over a month sober, which is crazy to say. Over a month sober, let's go. Proud of my baby. She's doing wonderful. So I'm shocked that she's 1 month sober. I'm shocked that I can go this many days without a soda and not feel compulsed to have one.
Yes.
Like, if I'd gone 10 days And I'll be like, oh, like, this is just another day. I'm just drinking my water. I'm having my normal snacks and everything. But, like, it's weird not to feel compulsed to have a beer or a soda. It's definitely has been rough in a few moments. Like, there has been moments where, I'm sure Donnie can relate, and he'll talk about his in a moment, where, we've been very compulsed to have a soda or a beer.
Yes.
And we just want to have that craving again. But, thankfully, me and my wife have been able to wean off those and go for something else. Like, if we're craving something, we're like, you know what, let me fill up my water bottle again and let me just sip on it and kind of slowly forget about it.
The craving.
If that makes sense. Have something to drink so that maybe it can occupy my mind. But me and my wife have been doing wonderful. I know I ranted for a minute, but Donnie, you can talk about your overcoming addiction, because he has been overcoming addictions himself.
Yes.
And that's,
So, the main addictions I want to say is probably 3, which both me and my husband are doing.
Primarily mine.
Yes, the first addiction is the drinking of just beer. Me and my husband would drink about 1 to 2 beers a day. That's not healthy at all. And we decided to stop drinking beer December 1st of this year, and it's been about 3 weeks without having a beer, which I'm very happy and proud of myself. Sure, there was some temptations and just bad nights, but we are getting through it, and we haven't had a sip of beer. And soda is the other one. We used to drink 3 cans a day, 90 a month. Like, it was bad, and ever since December 1st as well, we started to not even have one. Like, we didn't even want to limit it to 1 can a day. I was like, no, I don't want almost soda entirely gone in my life. So I
started making a weekly treat.
So I was like, yes, a weekly treat. I can either have 1 soda a week or substitute it for a healthier drink, which I'm about to say. So for the first about 2 weeks of the challenge, I think, first 2 weeks of the challenge, I had only had a total of 3 sodas, which is a little bit more than once a week because I slipped up a little bit on December 6th, but that's a lot better than 90 every month, because I only ever had 3 sodas this month, which is a lot better than my average, and I'm very happy about that. And then on December 12th or 11th, I was like, I might need to switch to a healthy alternative. And we used to drink these ice sparkling waters. They have the carbonation, they have plenty of vitamins and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let me look it up. I had to drink 30 a week to even get to my 1 weekly treat before. So I was like, yeah, I'm making the switch, and I like those drinks as well. So it was a good switch, and I said, well, how much is good for a week? And they said, 7, you can have 7 minimum a week, and you'll be perfectly fine. Just make sure that your main water is your main intake is plain water. And I was like, oh, really? You can have 7 a week minimum and be perfectly fine and well above hydration limits. I was like, wow, all right. So I decided to drink up to 3 or 4 a week only, and then have my main water, plain water, as my main primary source, and that's what I've been doing all week long. It's good. I get flavor throughout meals, and the carbonation that I'm craving, and it's much healthier. My teeth feel so much healthier even without that 1 soda. My teeth don't even feel gritty at the end of the day. It doesn't have all that sugar. There's 0 sugar. There's a bunch of vitamins, and I'm taking it carefully and not upping up the dose past 4. So after this day, I'd have to stop for Friday and Saturday and Sunday, whatever dates passed along, because, I had to drink for this week, so I had to stop. And that's what I've been doing. So I just want flavor in my life and carbonation, and that's what I'm seeking. And
that's what he craves.
I never said I wanted to eliminate soda fully, but technically this isn't soda. It's just maybe a bit of an unhealthier form of sparkling water. So I'm still eliminating soda completely now, and I'm having ice sparkling water drinks. And I just drink 4 a week, so it would take 3 to 4 weeks to get through that package. And it's a much healthier. My teeth feel so much healthier. It's more ounces than a soda, and it's a trillion times healthier than for you.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that since December 1st. I've only had 3 sodas. I'm doing very good. My husband's doing very good. And other habit or addiction was not brushing our teeth. Like I said, I went through severe depression for about 2 to 3 years. and it led to thoughts, and it just led to horrible habits. I didn't want to take care of myself, my physical health, my mental health,
it was rough
my oral health. It was rough, and 2023, 2024, and 2025 have been terrible fucking years for 3 years straight.
Yep.
It's terrible, but
absolutely
we've been trying to get through it, and recently, I don't know why, Christmas miracle happened where I was like, I want to brush my teeth better because I've had 8 cavities, and I have a wisdom tooth that's bugging me, not bugging me right now in pain wise, but it could bug me in the future, and I don't want it to mess up my teeth even more. So we're going to see what we can do about that in February, whether that might require surgery. Never had oral surgery before, I'm very scared, but I don't know if it's happening in February or if it's happening some other date. It better not be right before our trip. That would be annoying. But yes, that's my oral health. I've been brushing my teeth every day straight since I think November 20th or November 20th. So it's been about a whole month brushing my teeth every day. Super proud of myself. Never thought I could do it, but I'm doing it, which I'm very glad.
Like Sydney and him literally forced themselves out of bed. Like it's been getting to the point now that we brush our teeth pretty well, to the point that we're like, we feel guilty when we lie in that bed with dirty teeth. Exactly.
So the addictions that I beat was beer. I've had not even a single sip since December 1st. And soda, I've been trying to lower my intake greatly or completely eliminate it. And I have only ever had 3 sodas since December 1st and had a couple of sparkling waters. That's normal. That's the schedule I've been wanting to have. And that's what me and my wife and my husband talked about quite a bit to make sure we're doing the right thing, and we're definitely doing the right thing. It's so a trillion times better than soda, much healthier. Like I said, I have to drink 30 of those a week to even get to my 1 weekly treat. So you can tell which one's a much, much, much healthier option. So I'm going with that. My teeth don't even feel weird after I drink an entire bottle, which is bigger than a soda. My teeth don't even feel weird. So, because that's 0 sugar, and I would guess something will stick to my teeth, but it gets washed away, brushed away at night.
Like, if you have sugar sitting on your teeth, that will cause cavities.
And plaque.
And, sugar is just bad for your teeth overall.
And soda was filled with it.
Filled.
But I've been doing good. I haven't had a sip of beer since December 1st. I've only ever had 3 sodas. And I'm currently eliminating almost every soda I intake. Since December 1st, I've only ever had 3 sodas, and since November 20th, or in the November 20th, I've been brushing my teeth every day, and that's my healthy habits. We're doing super well, super proud of all of us, and it's a Christmas miracle that we're even doing this, to be honest.
And we kind of already talked about it, but beating mental health battle.
Basically, I'll go through this. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
you're good.
For me, I've always been having depression for 3 years, been having anxiety since 11, and then it turned chronic at around 14 years old. I've had over 50 panic attacks. I have fainted before because of how bad my heart rate has gotten and how bad my health has gotten. I couldn't walk before. I collapsed. I was shaking, and I was fainting, I was having headaches.
Had a multitude of problems.
I had a multitude of problems because of these mental health issues. And not only did it drain me all of my energy, it drained my energy to live. So that was very bad, very traumatic. A very bad mental health bout happened last year. And I'm not going to lie, I had thoughts, and it's very, very creepy. And January wasn't any better. It was terrible. And I don't even talk about it. Fucking sucked. Alright, and I had to leave early from school because my teachers noticed I looked sick. And I felt sick. I had a panic attack. I was almost throwing up. I was shaking. I was sweating. And I wasn't feeling good at all because I just recovered from pneumonia. Or I was barely 2 days recovered from pneumonia when all that stuff happened. So I wasn't feeling good. And I was feeling tired and didn't even have all my energy back from the 3-week pneumonia bout I had last year. So last year was rough, especially in December. but I finally feel like I'm getting at least a grip on mental health. I don't think I'll ever fully be recovered from mental health. I still have anxiety, I still have depression, chronic anxiety and whatnot, ADHD, so they're still there. They'll still affect me. I still have depressive episodes, still have panic attacks. I don't have them as often because before I get a panic attack, I try to breathe and I try to
just think about it logistically. But there's been multiple times, hundreds of times, where I've been so close to a panic attack. And it got bad in September, and I was just struggling through it. And it's still bad. It's almost the same level as it was, but I feel like I'm trying to get a grip when it gets that bad, where I'm having better health habits. I know how to take care of myself and have better body habits and oral health and physical health and mental health. So I feel like instead of it getting better, like, it's not as severe. It's still severe to the point where I probably should have been admitted to the hospital or something. I feel like I'm getting a better grip at it. Not the severity of it, but the gripping on what it does to me. I feel like I'm getting better at that. And that's basically my way of kind of handling mental health. It might not be the right way, but can't really find any treatment that's not $60 an hour per therapy session. Or insurance recovery. Yeah, essentially mine was also...
and we live in America, so no, sorry. Go ahead.
And so my battle was sort of the same. I've had over 20, 30 plus panic attacks. I felt really ill because of anxiety. In September, I was literally crying on the bathroom floor. Almost vomiting, literally from anxiety, from the thought of living, and that's terrifying. Fully. And that's my SCI anniversary. That was very creepy.
It was a topic about me.
It was a topic about Donnie, and just the thought of me living longer made me so anxiety-riddled about vomited. That's terrifying. That's not
a way to think.
Not a way to think. And my mental health was just very
Mine
bad.
Mine was rocky.
Yeah. In September, my mental health was very bad. I was, constantly having meltdowns and breaking down and having anxiety and having burnout. It was just a very rough month for me. I had stopped my water drinking. I had got a UTI the next month because of how bad I was caring for myself prior to the month. So, yes, September this year was a month to celebrate. Yeah, it's my anniversary and everything.
But it also makes you grieve.
Yeah, however, it's grieving my old life and, living longer than people who had the same circumstances, if not almost exactly the same circumstances as me. It felt like, I, in a creepy way, like I felt burdened because I was living. Which is terrifying.
A terrible way
a terrible
you deserve to live.
Yeah, a terrible, terrible thought to have. Especially in a month where you almost died.
Exactly. Both me and her have an anniversary, no matter how many years ago. My spinal cord, my C1, C2 spinal cord injury anniversary is also September 1st, where my spinal stenosis finally eventually damaged those parts of my spine. I had to get it fused and decompression surgery and pacemaker surgery. So about 3 or 4 surgeries in that one day. And I had to stay intubated in the hospital for
but I think it's
days.
Yeah, I think it's a little different because you already had so little function that the only thing it took
was sensation and the rest little bits of my arms.
And that's all it took.
And 1% breathing, so...
I feel like it hits you in a different way when you have a lot more function.
Yes.
I was doing a manual wheelchair, but I could still slightly walk. I could move my arms. I could do everything. And to just suddenly only be able to move my thumb and have bad breathing and be on a ventilator and be in a coma for 8 months and have all these, I probably could sue doctors for, was keeping me intubated for far too long. 64 extubations later, total vocal cord paralysis, having all these struggles, learning how to talk.
Yes.
Being in the hospital and rehab for 22 months, almost 2 years, is an absolutely grueling hell I wish on no one.
My God.
Having panic attacks and things so rough, having hallucinations whilst in my hospital bed, awake, intubated, and having a ventilator, having a diaphragmatic pacemaker, going from suddenly being able to have tenodesis, moving my arms, doing all this fun stuff, being married, only 8 months married, and I get into this tragic-ass accident that takes everything from my neck down, and I no longer have any sensation kind of from like my neck down, and the only sensation I have is my hand and my thumb.
Exactly.
And the top palm of my hand and my thumb. That is the biggest extent of it. So, getting your life riddled at that time, 4 years ago, for like almost half a decade, makes a really big difference. Like, I done it. I wanted to go down the stairs without my cane. So, that burdening feeling of that I caused all this and I can never go back 4 years ago is really rough. Because it was just like, yeah, if I hadn't made that stupid mistake, I wouldn't be living like this. I would still be my quadriplegic and be living a better life, essentially, than what I am now. Of course, I found many great opportunities, and this injury, yes, it maybe happened for a reason. It's led me to some great people like my wife, but it's like, if I had never done that, what would have happened? Where would I be today? That's many questions I asked myself in that month. It's like weird. So, having a month that you almost died and now you feel burdened to live is not a good thought at all. Very bad.
Very, very bad.
Very, very bad thought. So, thankfully, since then, me and Donnie have been taking a grip on our mental health and just taking things slow and easy. We did get in a bad argument, but that's because we were stressed. And
we were tired.
It's been a very difficult past few months for us, even though we don't often open up about it, but it has been. So, yeah, we've been finding ways to battle it and to kind of distract ourselves, not in an unhealthy way. We've been trying to make great strides in our body to help our mental health feel a little better.
Yes.
And to be hanging out more and to just be taking everything in, because in reality you only have one life and you have to take that one life with all that it will give you. So that's essentially what we've been going by. We've been doing pretty well. Thankfully, this December, we haven't had much issues. But
I've had, but just illnesses and stuff like that. Another lung infection.
Yeah.
Very cold.
But essentially, our mental health, we've been taking a grip on it, and we've been getting better.
Yes.
So, yeah, and that is primarily our mental health journey. If that, stirs anyone up, I apologize. But that is primarily our mental health journey. We've had thoughts. We have panic attacks. We have almost fainted. We have
shaking, vomiting.
We have been almost vomiting. We have been nauseous. We've been shaking on the floor, crying. We have done all the things, unfortunately. So that is our mental health journey, and that's how we've been battling our mental health. And now Emmie's surgery.
So I'll just wrap this up. My friend Emmie, who's a C1, C2 quadriplegic, became C1, C2 quadriplegic December 14th of 2023. So 2 whole years ago. She has this thing called a pacemaker, aka a ventilator, which is mine. And basically every year we have to get it checked on with the wires and the pacing of it, see if it's still connected and everything, and it's not having any miscommunications, because if it does, we die. Seriously, that's breathe. My lungs. That's my diaphragm. We can't breathe without it. So Emmie and I have to go through this surgery about every September, and for her, December, whatever your date hits a year of getting the pacemaker. Mine was September of last year, so I get it. And basically what you do is they open you up for about 7 hours.
And the reason why it's 7 hours is essentially because they're C1, C2. They have a lot of medical risk with
AD and everything.
Typically, people with a diaphragmatic pacemaker or a pacemaker, typically it lasts only an hour or 30 minutes. But because Donnie and Emmie have autonomic dysreflexia, a knife cutting them open will send them autonomic dysreflexia.
Yeah, even when intubated. So.
But the intubation, you have to keep a very big eye on them. So every teeny tiny process, that they do, that the doctors have to keep monitor on them, because they are medically complex and they have all these other issues. So you do not want to give them any complications.
Exactly.
It just becomes a very bigger procedure than it needs to be because of our medical issues. I've had this procedure about 3 times, but I haven't had it in almost 3 years, I think.
So me and Emmie get that about every year. She's had it's the pacemaker getting in, the pacemaker checking last year, the pacemaker checking this year. She had 3 surgeries. I about had 2 to 3 surgeries as well. So it's a routine for us every single year. We have this major surgery. They cut us open. They check their wirings. They check the gauze. They check anything that they might need to check. I don't know everything about it, but they check what they need to check. They close back our scar that's on our diaphragm area, and then they keep our bodies sedated, because if we were to wake up, our AD would start shooting through the roof, and we would have breathing issues, and the new collaborations that the ventilator needs to make, and adjustments that it needs to make, because it's a newer model and new setup, or not maybe not just a new setup, but it's a newer model, new adjustments, new changes that needs to be happening over the course of days. So what they do is they intubate me and Emmie, put us into a medically induced coma on high sedation, so that way we don't feel anything, our body doesn't have an adverse reaction, we're not uncomfortable and in pain for almost an entire week after the surgery. We're just intubated, very well monitored, very well cared of. We make sure we don't have any pressure sores, no body issues. Our vitals are very calm and stable. And most of the time, me and Emmie are golden through this procedure. Besides getting illnesses right before it or after, or phlegm issues, it's kind of normal. You know, our body is already at a weaker state as it is, especially mine. But we just kind of get through it. Like with our surgery and stuff like that. We're intubated for about 4 days to about a week, maximum a week, and we just recover at home for about 2 weeks after the procedure, just to heal up everything, make sure there's no wound or anything, or scars opening, and normally it goes really smoothly, and we're back in our chair, back to living normal life after 2 weeks. So it's a long procedure, long surgery process, but we get it done every year, and normally it goes very smoothly, and we're doing really good. So that's just what her surgery is, her pacemaker checking and wires, and getting it prepped for a whole nother year of life.
And now, why is everything breaking in December? Please go over a quick rundown of this, because Jesus, we've been talking forever.
I was planning on it. So last December, I think our printer broke, and we had to get an entire new one. So that happened, and I think a pipe started leaking out of nowhere in December as well. And this year, it was our pipe and our heater in one day. For about 5 days before we realized our heater was broken, we heard this loud clanking noise underneath our house. And it just happened every so often, and we realized that's our heater. And so we called the maintenance truck for cooling and heating systems. They came up, fixed our heater within 20 to 30 minutes. I'm assuming it wasn't that bad, but we're now starting to hear the clanking again, which is very disturbing. So I don't know if we're going to call another maintenance truck out in a couple more days. I really don't know about that yet. And then that very same day, something happened with our pipe around the same area that 2 other leaks happened in October and December. I mean, in September. But in December, another pipe, just a warm water leak, started happening. So we didn't have any hot water running, and we only had cold water running. We still had water running, but not hot water. So they had a truck came up and fixed that pipe within 10 minutes. I'm assuming it was a very small leak, but it's just frustrating that 3 pipe leaks happened in 3 months, which isn't normal. And our heater broke as well. So everything just appears to break often. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot another one in December was when I said a pipe broke. I meant our pipes under our sink. Our dad had to go under the sink, reconstruct the pipes, remove those old pipes, put in new pipes. Our whole sink clogged and wasn't draining, and there was a pipe leaking somewhere in the side of the sink. So we had to get that fixed December 5th. It was barely a week in December, and something already broke. And then 2 days after that, our printer busted. Actually almost blew up and broke. I was like, what the fuck? And then our heater broke this year, and our pipe started leaking the day after the heater, or the day of. So it's so weird and so inconvenient that barely 2 weeks in December, boom, and then everything breaks. So I don't know why that happens. It's cursed. December's cursed for me in sickness-wise. I've been having 3 years of sickness straight, and just things break. So I don't know what happened. And I'm not ready to find out.
And now the final topic is our luck, or William's insane luck in the new mega set.
Yes, so I'll go over my accounts very quickly.
Got it.
So basically, that morning, we all opened 50 packs each on each account. My son Ethan has an account, my husband William has an account, and I have an account. I'm the biggest one in account-wise. Been playing since October of last year. William has been playing September of this year, and Ethan's been playing May of this year as well. So they've been playing months and months lower than me. and I have about almost 1,400 packs on my account, and I only have 2 crowns, which is very sad. And Ethan has no crowns at 500 packs, unfortunately. But my husband, at not even 300 packs, has 3 crowns. He's bigger than me, which is annoying. And when we opened that set, I had only got 3 copies of like a baby shiny, like 3 different baby shinies and a couple 1-stars, and that was it out of 50 packs. I was shocked. That normally doesn't really happen. I normally get a lot better luck, so I'm hoping the better luck comes my way soon. And for Ethan, he got about 2 Saga Lego Big Shinies, maybe 4 or 5 Baby Shinies, and about 1 or 2 Full Arts. So he got a lot better luck than me. But my husband got 3 Charizard Immersives and 1 Crown and Full Arts.
And as a joke, before he started opening, I was like, what if William gets a crown?
And he got it.
And within his first 10 pull,
he got it.
He got the crown rare.
Yes.
There's 2, which is shocking.
He got 1 crown rare in this set, and the last set, unfortunately, he got 2 Klefki crowns, which that was his first one, and he duped on it barely a couple of days later.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate, but I'm very happy that he gets those crowns. He has 3 crowns, my son has none, and I only have 2. So my husband is a lucky destined account. I'm very glad that he is. I'm very happy that he has that kind of luck, but me and Ethan don't really have that, unfortunately. And he got 3 of those same Charizard Immersives. That's very unfortunate, but I'm glad that he got it. So he now has 3 Immersives on his account.
So,
that was our full luck in like 150 packs.
Something like that.
But I got the worst luck. It's not that uncommon, though.
So, essentially, I am the lucky account and Lucas. However, my poor daughter is singled out. Yep. So, essentially, I have 1,369 packs in the game. And currently, I'm resting at 4 crown rares. And that is great. I'm happy of that. However...
Next text. Oh, okay. Alright. No, we just had to babysit Ollie for a couple minutes till Dad gets home.
Oh,
right. Alright.
When?
Just around like 2 p.m.
Okay, never mind. Okay, sorry. So, essentially, I have 1,369 packs in the game, and I have 4 crowns, which is wonderful and amazing. However, my son Lucas, the one who started playing in May of this year, only has 684 packs, so he's getting really close. I'm shocked on how many packs he has. But he has 684. And he has 3.
Bigger than me.
Well, why does he only have 1 away from me, even though we're over 500 packs apart?
Huh?
What? So that is shocking to me how he has 3. Essentially, Secluded Springs gave him 2 Mantite crowns, and then his last crown, can't really remember what it was, but I think it was like Ho-Oh or something. So it was something from Wisdom Sea and Sky, something like that. So it's been a minute since he's gotten a crown, a hot minute. But he has 3 crowns, and I have 4, and our daughter has over 1,050, easily almost 1,100 packs, and she only has 1.
Exactly.
And the set it's from is Mythical Island.
Almost a year ago.
Mythical Island was released December 17th, so it's been a year since that set, but she pulled that crown when she was about 270 packs in the game. Her streak is still running past 600 packs without a crown. And essentially, this new mega set treated us pretty well. So for me, when I opened this set, I got 3 shinies. So I got 2 baby shinies, or just 2 regular 1 rainbow shinies.
Yes.
And then I got a Solgaleo 2 rainbow shiny, which is nice. Awesome. Great. And then I got a Venusaur 2-star, which is very nice. It looks really good. But I was kind of figuring I would get a little more luck than that. But I'm happy of my luck. I got 3 shinies and a full art. Can't really complain. Then my son Lucas opened packs. He's opened a little bit more than me. He has 290 to almost 300 points in the pack. So he's opened a bit more packs than I have. But on his second pull, or even his first 10 pull, he got the Charizard Immersive, something I wasn't able to get. And he got several things. He got the Charizard Immersive, and then he had gotten other things. He had gotten the Charizard Shiny, which I'm curious if there's a 2-star Shiny.
Maybe.
But he got the Shiny One Rainbow Charizard, which looks absolutely amazing, looks stunning. And then he got the thing. So technically, me and my son have gotten the same amount. He got 3 shinies, I got 3 shinies, but instead of a 2-star, he got an immersive. So it's not that bad. I love that Charizard immersive. It looks awesome.
Yes.
And then my daughter, she opened 50 packs, didn't get 1 shiny.
Oof.
And only got 1 2-star. She got 1 thing.
Yep.
Out of 50 packs.
I got 3 baby shinies. Those are very easy to pull, unfortunately, and...
But
yeah.
she got, she's very happy that it was a 2-star.
It was a mega one, too.
However, her account literally has 1 thing on it. Just 1, and that was out of 50 packs. She was expecting to get a baby shiny or something extra. Only 1 2-star? Oh my god. That's rough.
Yes.
So, thankfully, our luck in the Mega Set, my luck has not been pretty bad. I mean, I was expecting to get a little more, but...
Yes.
That is primarily it for this episode. We've kind of did, we done a long episode, so yes. I hope y'all appreciate that. So, it's Festive episode number 1. I cannot believe that. We are starting season 2 tomorrow, which is shocking. So... I meant season 5 tomorrow, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say season 2 doesn't sound
absolutely insane. We're almost to episode 80.
Yep.
How? So, yes. We do appreciate you for watching Festive episode number 1 and episode 79. Yes, we do appreciate that. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you for episode number 80 and Festive episode number 2. Bye.
Bye.